prime sexuals, or he called us Colorado fanboys, which I'm cool with that. Hey, I did jump on the boat. Once Dion leaves, I'll probably leave the Colorado boat. I feel like 80% of the Colorado fan base is probably people who jumped on because of the Sanders family. But we all know, in the midst of these past few weeks, we had the pro day at Colorado. We had all the NFL call we had all this stuff going on. But one of the big things that everybody's debating right now is the retirement of Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter's jersey at Colorado. So we're gonna be using Coach JB and Mike and Matt Chesney. Is it McChesney? I think his name is. He's actually a previous player at alumni player at Colorado. He was big time lineman there. I think he played both sides of the ball, if I'm not mistaken. Then you're gonna have Coach JB. I apologize ahead of time for the language because Coach JB is who he is. Got to give my boy Smitty a shout out because, as Coach JB said, they'll call him Smitty, his boy, this and that. Smitty, my boy, man, he brings the very even keel personality to the show. With that being said, we're gonna pull up this clip here so that everybody can see what I'm speaking of here. Let's see here. So this is the Coach JB show, Big Smitty at the bottom, and we're going to start it off. And that's Big Matt in the middle. So they're going to be talking about the retirement of Jersey, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion after you get to hear that. We won't play the whole 22 minutes. We'll kind of play some parts.
Colorado retirement thing.
Here you go. Change my tone, which means
since you left my show and you went to your show, did you change your tone? I'm hearing rumors.
I got way more information on what actually happened. So, all right, break it down. I talked to Westbrook and Cordell for a long time about this after your show, I think the day after. And Westbrook called Prime right after we got off the phone because they were hot. And, I'm trying to get all the information and, gave my opinion, yada, yada, yada. And so he called Prime, and Prime, said that this was Rick George's idea. And Rick came to him 8 months ago about this and talked to him about it. And then Prime was reluctant to do it at first. But then, of course, Travis won the Heisman. That's a no-brainer. I don't know how you can even debate whether he should be retired. And Shedeur won the Maxwell and the Johnny Unitas, first time that's ever been done. So he decided to do it now. And Westbrook was like, "Yo, why the timing? There's so many other guys that should be retired." Yada yada yada. Which isn't on Prime, by the way. He wasn't the coach then. I don't know why he's responsible for that. And Prime said to him straight, "Look, if you would have been playing for me at that time, your jersey would have been retired this fast too. Why do I have to wait around just because it hasn't been done like this doesn't mean we can't do it like this." So once again, Coach Prime is setting the tone. And I look, both of them, Travis especially, are retireable. Should Rick George have thought about this a little bit more from a perspective of history, considering he was there when they won the national title and was part of those teams on the administrative side. I think he was the assistant athletic director. I would think he would have a little bit more foresight on this. Rick's a smart dude, and I love Rick to death, but you had to see this coming. If you press it like this is what's going to happen. The past is going to come back up. The other guys are going to wonder why, and they have every right to. It shouldn't splinter the fan base the way it did. It's not, the ex-players are not bad guys. They just want to know what's going on. And after I got this information, after Cordell got it, after Mike got it, and everybody I've talked to about it since that all played, Hannibal Navies was on my show Wednesday. I told him on the show his tone completely changed. I got Chad Brown on today at 1 with Bailey and I. See what he has to say about it. He's been very outspoken. It's not that my tone has changed. I just now see it from his perspective after having the conversation, which is all it needed. It just needed a talk. So should they make this right by retiring numbers? maybe. I think personally retired numbers now are pretty ridiculous after really thinking about this. We're going to run out of numbers. College player teams shouldn't be retiring numbers. Just like it should be if you're going to wear number 8, okay, Hannibal wore number 8, Sal Alessi wore number 8. Hang it up and put a fucking patch on your jersey. Sal Alessi, number 8. Bam. So you feel the standard of the number. You feel the standard of 94, of 1, of Darian Hagan's 3, of Cordell Stewart's 10, of Travis Hunter's 12.
Yeah.
Of Rashawn's 19, of Deion Figures and Shedeur Sanders 2, and Hugh Charles and all these other ballers. So I hope that I hope that everybody can understand this. What Mike and Cordell and I and others tried to do was go straight to the source, figure it out, talk like men, and move forward. That's what everybody in Buffalo country needs to do, man.
So before we go here, I didn't show you guys the previous clip, but Matt is backpedaling like he a D-back. He is backpedaling like he was so frustrated and so upset when he first heard this news. And then he came out with another show where he started to give this information and then try to tell everybody else how they need to respond. But you responded emotionally at first. And then when you got some information that made you feel better, you want everybody else to now respond the way you want them to respond. That makes no sense, Matt. Stop backpedaling. I love your show with you and Bailey, but hey, gotta call a spade a spade. You were upset when this news first transpired. It's okay to say that you were wrong, that you didn't have all the details, which you didn't. And somebody like myself, I follow these shows. I listen to Coach JB every day. I do that stuff every day. So just remember that. He's backpedaling, guys. If you guys go back and watch, but we'll keep it going.
People are mad at each other over this shit, over a difference of opinion and the way it hasn't been done in the past and the way it's being done now in the new future of college football, which Coach Prime consistently is rewriting the way things are done. And people don't like it. And this is another circumstance of that. So after having all of the information, should they retire the old guys' numbers? Yes. Why wasn't it brought up before? Yada, yada, yada. I hear a lot of that. It was never proposed like this. But when Rashawn's number was retired, he had just passed. It made sense. It was 20 years. It wasn't even a question. So this is the first time it's ever been done. That's why it's being brought up like this. So there was a process that we as players didn't even know, and nobody knew if you would ever get your number retired, and it was never really talked about. It's not really talked about. It's not talked about at Ball State. People don't talk about that shit. It just kind of happens. Now, if this is going to change and they're going to put a real Ring of Fame in, because on the east side or on the west side of the stadium is all the unanimous consensus All-Americans and award winners. And on the west side of the stadium, there's now 6 names, and Travis and Shedeur, 2 of them. So if we're going to do a real Ring of Fame, well, hell, this is an opportunity to bring back guys and put them in the Ring of Fame and celebrate. This is supposed to be a good thing in the long run. It's not supposed to be this decisive from a national media perspective to everyone's opinions. I think the timing is really what set this off. People got pissed off. It happened too fast. And then, Coach Prime yesterday in his own press conference kind of saying, I'm just going to say this and I'm not going to give my opinion on it. But when he says,
you and
I think his number should be retired, but I also think that it could have waited and they could have done this 10 years from now. I don't know the process though. Yeah. And apparently there is no process. There are no rules. And Rick George and Coach Prime came together, and we're rolling.
You and I shared. We talked about it because we have common friends, obviously. So the couple guys that I talked to out here on the West Coast that are legends there are not happy still as of last night. They're calling bullshit, and I'm with them. I'm calling bullshit too, because here's the reason.
I can see that.
And this, because so it only.
I see it from both sides, bro. 100%.
Yeah. It only like appeases the guys to go talk to them like men, like you just stated, when it benefits you. So what does Deion Figures do? He goes in and has a grown man conversation for what? You got fucked. Deion Figures got fucked. Number 2's gone forever. Like, what grown man conversation can Deion Figures have to come out there with an agreement.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
I know. I'm not saying this on you. I'm just saying, like, I'm just granting. That's my take. Like, that's my take. Like, Deion Figures got fucked here, and there's no get back from that. Number one. Number two, like, Darian and all these other guys are like, hold up, dog. Like, this is a full-on cover-up for Deion Sanders. Like, Rick George is going to come out, of course, and protect the cash cow. Like, that's only common sense. Like if you just said it was on Deion, then come on. You know how much hate Matt McChesney just fucking took on social media when he went against the fucking regime the other day? And you imagine Deion?
So as you see there, Coach JB is talking about, because Matt at first was pissed off. So I don't know why he's starting to backpedal like a DB. And now he can see both sides of the story. With that being said, for somebody who, Coach JB likes to call us prime sexuals, or he likes to call us Colorado fanboys, the biggest thing I would tell people is that, hey, man, everybody has to do what works for them. Everybody has to do what suits them. Everybody has to do what fits what they're trying to do. I'm a big component of, when it's your show, when it's your rodeo, you run the show. And do I feel that Travis Hunter jersey should be retired? Yes, because he's a Heisman winner there. Shedeur jersey, I think he could have waited some years, kind of like JB said. I think they could have waited some years for Shedeur. With that being said, let's say if Rick George really did make the decision, we don't know how he felt or how hard it was for Rick George to actually. He probably felt like, man, I really only want to do Travis, but I don't know how Deion's going to take that. So I'm going to do both of them, so I don't have to just deal with the backlash. So we don't know. We all playing hearsay. But with the information that was given, with the information that Coach Prime was able to give after the spring game, before the spring game, is that, hey, I'm coaching now. We have Rick, who is the AD now, and this is the decision we came up with. We can't affect what happened in the past. We can't change what happened in the past. But hopefully now people start to look at things a little bit different when it comes to retiring jerseys. So, I always tell people, the biggest thing is make sure that you do what's best for you when it's your time. We all want